Bruce Teja, T-E-J-A. I was a machinist mate petty officer. After I got done with what they call A school, I was in what they call a transit. And I guess they just waited for a ship that needed people, and you were assigned to that ship. I'm only guessing, but I think that's the way it went. I went from Great Lakes right to Norfolk, Virginia. You had to come down, it was called the destroyer submarine piers. And, you know, you asked at the gate, you know, which pier is the Conyngham on? The guy would tell you, and you just walk down the pier and that would be it, you know. But you go over on Main side, and that was where the carriers and all the other stuff was over there. I went aboard, I forgot what time it was. It was during the daylight, I remember that. And I went aboard, and you know, they took me down into the they call it a berthing department, and went down there, and he says, find a bunk. And then they took me up and introduced me to the chief, and went from there. Scary. Scary. That was a big piece of metal sitting there, I tell you that. And I says, you know, and I never been on a ship that size, you know. I says it was scary. Then, you know, you had to get, once you got on there, believe it or not, you tied to the pier, and you had to get used to the pier movement, you know. I never got seasick. Never got seasick. But we were in some pretty heavy seas, I tell you that, different times. It was nerve-wracking, you know, I guess you could call it. You know, you didn't know what to do or what to say. You know, you didn't want to tick anybody off right off the bat, you know. So you get on there, and you know, they said, okay, they called it the head, that's your bathroom. Said that your head is up here, your chow hall is down here, you know, and they just, don't go here, don't go there, but this is where you're supposed to be. Open that hatch up, that's the engine room, that's where you're gonna be. Yeah, it took a little while to get accustomed to everything, but it didn't take too long, because you had a super bunch of nice guys on there. You know, you had a lot of Southerners, and you know, you had a lot of guys from Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, you know, and you had a few scattered Northerners, but most of them are all Southerners, you know. And I still, to this day, I have a very good friend of mine who was what they call First Division. He was what they call a deck ape. And he was from Hinton, West Virginia. And we were very good friends, and he finally moved out to Montana, and I still talk to him 2 or 3 times a month. And we got out of the service in '73, and we still stay in touch.